Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Overwatch Weekly. Before we get started, I have a couple things that I want to say. The first thing I want to say is this week has been absolutely crazy with Overwatch news. There's a lot of stuff I have to cover. I believe I have 6 full stories, as well as some smaller things in a lot of those. So this video will probably be longer than most Overwatch Weekly episodes, which is just fitting because the second thing I want to say is this is episode 52 of Overwatch Weekly. I don't put the numbers in the actual videos, but I keep count and I keep track. And this is episode 52, which means this is the 1 year special of Overwatch Weekly. It has been a year since I uploaded the first one. It's a few days early. The original one went up May 4th of 2018 because I was uploading on a Friday. But this time I'm uploading on Wednesday because that's what I do. But it's still a year. This is the 1 year anniversary of Overwatch Weekly. Thank you so much to anyone that has watched, that has supported, that has liked, that has commented, that has subscribed. It's awesome. It's been a year since Overwatch Weekly, but it's pretty much been a year since I started really making YouTube videos again and getting really involved and just really loving what I've been doing again. And I think it's a really fun thing to do. So thank you so much. Here's to another year, another 365 days of hopefully great Overwatch and great videos. So, with that stuff out of the way, let's jump into the very first story that I have for you, which is 3 sets of PTR patch notes. We will start with the patch notes from last Wednesday, April 24th, where there's a couple of things. First, I want to cover some hero updates. These are for Baptiste and Wrecking Ball, and it applies to Immortality Field and Minefield. And it's just if that those two things, Immortality Field or a mine from Minefield, lands on a moving platform, it will move along with the platform. That is not a thing in the live servers right now, and that is something that will be changing in the next patch, which should be coming out next Tuesday. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Maybe not next Tuesday, but I think it should be next Tuesday, at least close to next Tuesday. But who knows? The next thing that was in this patch, which is the biggest part of this PTR patch, is the workshop. And we'll get a little bit more into the workshop here in a little bit, but in the patch notes, they say, we're excited to share a new in-game feature called the workshop. The workshop greatly expands the game customization features available in the game browser by adding a simplified game scripting system. Enhance the Overwatch game modes you know and love with new game rules, victory conditions, adjustments to the hero's movements and abilities, and much more. Once you've created an awesome new game, create a code to share it with your friends or the whole community. For information on how to get started using the workshop, see our workshop blog post. We're excited to see what you come up with. Note that this is a test of an in-development feature, so we may need to adjust or turn it off as we work to improve it. Please post any questions or stability issues in the PTR feedback forum. So we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a second. April 25th, the following day, there's another patch note that just added Hero Gauntlet to the list of preset game modes in the workshop. And finally, on April 30th, yesterday, we got a PTR patch that just improved the kill cameras during the play of the game replay to better match what happened in game. I don't really know exactly what that is talking about, but it is something. But let's talk about this workshop, of course. It dropped last Wednesday, so by now I'm sure you've seen a whole bunch of stuff about it. It's really, really cool. It's really, really fun. I'm a huge fan of it. I really like what they did. Jeff Kaplan made a dev update, which will be linked in the description down below, where they talk about it. And they kind of explore some of what it is, so I highly recommend you watch that if you want a little bit more detail on it. But also, I just say go try it out. If you don't have the PTR and you have PC, you can download it for free as long as you have the game. If you're on console, you can't try it out until it comes to the live servers, which hopefully won't be too long from now. This is the main reason why, I said, it'll be next week. With the way that Workshop's been going, it probably won't be next week, though it could, but I don't think it will be. They have been very active in the forums recently with questions and addressing any type of potential issues. So they're very active right now in fixing this and working on it. And this is one of those features that I think they've been teasing for a while. It is by far the best thing they've added, in my opinion, since I've started playing, and definitely since I've started making these videos. But it's crazy. It's really, really awesome. I love what they've been doing with it, and obviously it's the kind of thing where it it takes it to the point where the fans have more control over what happens, but it's the kind of thing that you need to be given, right? The fans have to be given this tool. The devs have given us this tool, and it's really, really fun. I've had some really fun game modes. Um, Maybe I'll make some videos in the future talking about some of these game modes or trying out some of these game modes. We'll see, but it's really, really awesome, and I love what they've done with it. Like I said, I think the best way to really kind of see it is just to try it out on the PTR. You could try making something, you could try playing something, whatever. You can make some tweaks to heroes, which is really, really cool. You can make tweaks to like damage, and there's a lot of really cool stuff like gun game. One of the classic staples of Overwatch. I think that's what Hero Gauntlet mode is. I've only played like custom gun games, but it's really, really cool. I really love what they've done with it. I really can't praise it enough. I think it has essentially helped the game live longer, and it will help the game kind of have new life because you can do different things now and you have more control over what you're doing. So that is why I really love the workshop. So like I said, I think you should check it out. A bunch of YouTubers have made videos showcasing games. I know O'Nickel has made some. Stylosa has made some. Those are the two off the top of my head that I can say like I know for sure made some. I'm sure other channels will make them too. It's the kind of thing that I 100% expect to see a lot of going forward. So, yeah, that's all I got to say on that topic. It's something I could very easily make a lot more videos on. I'm incredibly excited to see where it goes from here. But let's move on to the next story, which is that competitive season 15 is over and competitive season 16 has begun. It began last night, and there's a couple things interesting about it. Obviously, there's the same, you have to be level 25, you have to do your 10 placement matches, yada, yada, yada. But there's one change that will apply maybe to some people watching this. Probably not many, but maybe some people watching this. But starting with Season 16 of competitive play, Grandmaster players, which is players with an SR greater than 4,000, will no longer be able to queue for competitive matches in a party size larger than 2. And also, of course, there's no off-season break. They go a little bit more into detail into why they do this. And Scott Mercer, in his post, just said, in an effort to have higher quality and more fun matches for everyone, Overwatch actively tries to place parties of similar sizes together to create fair matches. For the vast majority of players, this feature of the matchmaking system works reasonably well. For our Grandmaster players, making fair matches is always more difficult, simply because there are fewer players of their skill level to place together. It's even harder if we allow Grandmasters to queue with large groups. We believe this change will help create better quality matches for all Grandmaster players. Thank you, and please continue to share your feedback about competitive play. And a bunch of the comments are thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is something that I do not have any real stake in, because I am not Grandmaster. I'm nowhere close to Grandmaster. I don't think I will ever be close to Grandmaster. But maybe at some point I'll get up there. But I doubt it. But yeah, get your placement matches in. I did my Season 15 ones yesterday because I didn't have time to get around to them at all during Season 15 until yesterday. And they went okay. So, could have been worse. Could have been worse. But that's everything for that. The next thing is one of those things that I'm sure only a very small number of people care about at all. But throughout the month of May, all May products, the hero May, are 25% off in the Blizzard Gear store. So if you're a May fan and you've wanted to pick up some May themed products from the Overwatch store or the Blizzard store, you can do that for 25% off throughout the month of May. Thought I'd throw this in there just because I'm sure there are some people that will like it, and I do like to talk about stuff like this when it happens. Next is something I'm very excited about. We have a bunch of stuff about All-Star Weekend for the Overwatch League. Some really cool stuff. So there is a very, very, very helpful thing we got here. So there's a lot of things involved in it, of course. There is the actual All-Star Games where you have Overwatch League players that play. You get some other non-Overwatch League player related things, but let's just run down what they have here. So there's a couple things to note. For the first thing is that it kicks off Wednesday, May 15th with a series of custom skill matches, and on Thursday, May 16th, the Atlantic and Pacific All-Stars will go head-to-head in the Overwatch League 2019 All-Star Game, powered by Intel. If you're not going to be able to show up to the Blizzard Arena, because I'm sure not a lot of people will be able to, because there's a lot of fans, and they don't all live in Burbank, California, there will be 2 times the League tokens for if you're watching. So for fans who can't ever get enough League tokens, me, we're happy to announce that during the All-Stars event, we're doubling the number of tokens earned each hour. Instead of earning 3 tokens for each hour of live OWL matches watched on Twitch or Overwatch League platforms, you'll earn 6. And random 100 token drops will be unchanged. I have, I think, 800 Overwatch League tokens because I watch pretty much every match. I have no life, but that's, besides the point. Anyway, but I have a lot of tokens that I will never, ever, ever use, but there's a couple things I can spend them on here soon. Of course, we have the All-Star Legendary Skins. So I'm going to play this video right here, where you can see we have Legendary Skins for Mercy and Lucio, Atlantic Mercy and Pacific Lucio. I think they're both really, really great skins. I'd give the Lucio skin like a solid 9 out of 10. I'd give the Mercy skin a solid 25 out of 10. This Mercy skin is amazing. I love this Mercy skin. I also play a lot of Mercy, and I like Mercy as a hero, so that also plays a part in why I like the Mercy skin so much. But I like both of these skins. I think they're very, very nice. They will be available from May 7th through May 22nd. And for those who do not know, May 7th is the day after the Overwatch Archives event will be ending. So you have one thing ending and then one thing beginning. So pick up those skins if you have tokens. They are each 200 tokens a piece. And like I said, you can pick those up in the game through the Overwatch League menu. You just go to the Overwatch League menu, and you have all the teams, and then you just have a general Overwatch League button, or menu, I guess. Yeah, I think you just click on that menu, and they should be in there. If not, you can just go to the What's New tab, and they'll show up there, or they should also show up if you go to the Heroes and try to look at their skins. They might show up there. But that is something I can make sure I talk about at some point in the future to make sure everyone knows. But we do have some exhibition matches for the All-Star event. So the first one is the All-Star Arcade. And what they say here is on April 26th, which, that passed already, but vote for the game modes you'd most like to see played in All-Star mode. There's Thanks But No Tanks, which is 6v6, no tanks, 1 hero limit on Blizzard World. There's Keeping the Peace, which is 6v6 McCree only on Route 66. There's Healers Never Die, which is supports only, 1 hero limit on Nepal. There's Terrible Terrible Damage, which is 6v6 damage only, 1 hero limit on Hollywood. Heavy Metal, which is 6v6 tanks only, 1 hero limit on Blizzard World. New Blood, which is 6v6 post-release heroes only, 1 hero limit on Busan. And Sibling Rivalry, which is 6v6. 3 Genjis, 3 Hanzos per team on Hanamura. And then there's Lockout Elimination. Now, I would assume, obviously, since the voting has passed, that we can see what we have to work with here. And I'm going to take a lookie right now as I'm recording this video to let you know what we have from April 26th. But I think it's really cool, some of these things that they want to do. It's awesome that they have a bunch of these really cool game modes. And I hope that even though obviously not all of them will be played, I would like to see some of these get played in maybe the 2020 All-Star event or in the preseason for Season 3. Who knows? I don't really know how, you can have all these like Twitter polls and then there's, that many different modes and then you just have to pick them. It is what it is, but the Healers Never Die and Sibling Rivalry had the 2 highest number of votes. New Blood had the 3rd highest, and Thanks But No Tanks the 4th highest. So I don't really know how they decided what ones to pair together, but those are the 2 we're probably going to get, are Sibling Rivalry and Healers Never Die. But who knows? We will see later on. So that's only one of the 3 exhibition matches, or one of the 3 sets of exhibition matches. Next is the Talent Takedown, which is where Atlantic and Pacific Division coaches will draft teams of Overwatch League casters and analysts for a 3-map set of 6v6 lockout elimination, escort, and control, and the players will help cast the match. They did this last year. It was really fun. It was really entertaining. It was really one of, honestly, my favorite things that they did. It was really, really cool. And last year, the Pacific team won. So we'll see who wins. They won the Talent Takedown, I should say. Atlantic won the actual All-Star game, but Pacific won that. And then finally, the last thing is the Widowmaker 1v1, which is that top Widowmaker players from the Atlantic and Pacific divisions will compete in a 1v1 headshots-only elimination bracket. Quarterfinal and semifinal matches are first to 7 eliminations. Finals are first to 9 eliminations. Widowmaker only, headshots only, no assault rifle fire, no capture point, but reveal enemies after 60 seconds. The Widowmaker 1v1 was the most hype thing last year, like by far. It was one of my favorite parts of the whole All-Star event. It was so fun to watch. Sure4 walked away with the win last year. Who knows who'll win it this year? You can never be exactly sure, but I'm, of course, rooting for Pine, assuming he actually is involved because he hasn't been playing yet this season. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's move on to the final story of the week. Like I said, long week, a lot of stuff to talk about. And this is the longest story. I'll try to condense it as much as I can, but we have information on the 2019 Overwatch World Cup. So, returning, of course, from the past 3 years, we have the 2019 World Cup, which has some changes. The first thing is that every game will be played at BlizzCon over the course of a week. So it'll start before BlizzCon. You'll have the group stages and the early kind of preliminary stages, and then you'll get to the group stages and the playoffs. So what they say here is, before the BlizzCon doors open, we will start with the preliminary rounds, and fans will be able to cheer on their team and spectate the amazing plays online. And then after BlizzCon's opening ceremony on Friday, November 1st, the group stage will commence with multiple matches being played simultaneously. Finally, the top 6 teams from the group stage will advance to the single elimination playoff bracket to award the gold, silver, and bronze medals in the BlizzCon arena on Saturday, November 2nd. Now, 6 teams, of course, interesting because that means you're giving teams a bye. I hate that the Overwatch competitive scene and professional scene keeps doing this, that they keep doing 16 playoffs. 16 playoffs, why are you doing this for this? They did 8 teams last year, now they're doing 6. They moved away from 6 in the Overwatch League because 6 was a horrible format, and now they're doing it again in the World Cup, where no team should get a bye because it doesn't really make sense. But, of course, you can watch it on Twitch or any other platform. They're going to be bringing international teams to broadcast everything for you. So if you're not an American or English-speaking viewer, typically, and you have another language that you would rather listen in, there is that. There are also now national rankings. This year, before matches start, countries will be seeded by a weighted point ranking system based on final placements in the 3 previous Overwatch World Cups. Points are awarded along a spectrum, ranging from 1 point for a round of 32 appearance to 10 points for a gold medal. And the points accrued over those previous years are weighted to favor recency. So 100% for 2018, 50% from 2017, and 25% from 2016. I don't know if that means that teams get half a point if they had a round of 32 appearance, or if it's always 1 point. I have no idea, but I guess we'll find out. Ties between 2 countries will be settled by the most recent year's results, then, if required, by the most recent head-to-head results. Competition committees and players for the 10 highest-ranked teams confirmed to compete at BlizzCon will receive full support for round-trip airfares, ground transportation, and double occupancy hotel accommodations. All other eligible countries that confirm their attendance will be fully responsible for their travel and will receive some support for hotels, which is unfortunate if you are not one of the top 10 teams. But if you are a top 10 team, you're living pretty, so that's not something you got to worry about, which is unfortunate, I think, but it is what it is, so you got to favor the top teams every so often. There are also competition committees, and the competition committee voting process is returning with only one major change. This year, the players and fans providing the energy and support for each nation's team will also have a say in the general manager position. We hope this will give you an even bigger voice to help shape how your team is created and managed all the way through the program. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. There are 3 phases of it. It is a long process. If you're interested, link in the description to the Overwatch World Cup announcement thing. And there's also an FAQ that has a bunch of different questions and answers for you to look at and answer by reading their answers. But that is everything I have. Like I said, long one this week, a lot of stuff going on, so hopefully not too bad for you. Hopefully not the worst video to sit through and watch. I'm sure not a lot of people are really happy watching it. But if you did watch the whole thing, thank you, because you're the realist. And if you've been here for a while since that first video, that would be awesome. But I don't know how many people are here from then, if there's even any. But I just want to say thank you for watching both this video and any video in the past. If you enjoy, consider liking and subscribing if you've not done so already. Comment down below your opinions on any of these stories. And as always, links to all of these stories can be found in the description. But that is where this video is going to end. Thank you once again, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!